Hey everybody, I'm Coach Jay Bartelli. Welcome to Bartelli Baseball. Okay, I want to thank everybody first of all for all the positive feedback I got on the first video. I really appreciate it, and I'm glad to see a lot of us are on the same page. Okay, as I said, I'm going to be making some videos dealing with different skill sets in baseball, and not only showing you the mechanics, but explaining to you why they make sense and taking the mental approach. Today I want to talk about bunting, everybody's favorite subject. Now, I know you don't like to bunt. I can hear you from here. But listen, people, it's important that you need to know how to bunt, especially you young players. You're not going to play for the same team all the time or for the same manager in your career. And there's a lot of managers like me that like to play small ball or need to play small ball. The New York Yankees don't play the same baseball as the Kansas City Royals, and that's in the major leagues. So you can imagine at the level you're playing, you're going to need to play small ball. So let's talk about bunting. I hear a lot of this bull sometimes that, well, coach, they don't bunt in the major leagues anymore. It's a lost art. That's not true. That's a bunch of bull. Watch this.
There's a bunt. Bunted.
There's a bunt. Trout showing bunt, drops a bunt.
Bullpen a lot. There's a bunt.
And Dominic tries to bunt. Of course, and he's going to bunt.
And his first pitch bunted.
Bunted by Schwarber.
And he bunts down.
Showing bunt, why not?
Great. And he bunts. Carpenter bunting it.
A beautiful push bunt. Trying to bunt his way.
And a bunt.
Aware of the struck out fly. Maybe you put
4 extra.
As
For America not.
As you can see, that's not true. Major leaguers still bunt. They have to. It's part of the game. It's an important part of the game. So you need to learn how to bunt. And the other thing I hear all the time is, oh, but Coach Jay, I hit dingers, baby. I'm a power guy. I hit home runs. My coach is never going to ask me to bunt. That's not true either. Take a look.
2. David Ortiz trying to bunt his way on. And will. Shift on. Big Poppy drops it down for his.
Okay, you see that? That's beautiful. Big Poppy, David Ortiz, what did he get paid to do? Hit home runs. Millions and millions of dollars just to hit home runs. What did you do in that situation? They put the shift on him, and they beat him with an old-fashioned bunt. Do you know why? Because he knows how. Because he's a complete baseball player. He didn't start playing baseball as a kid as a home run hitter. He learned the game, and you need to learn the game. So everybody, we need to learn how to bunt. Enough jabbering. Let's get started. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the sacrifice bunt, and then we'll finish with the suicide squeeze. Okay, but mostly we want to talk about the sacrifice bunt. We're not talking about a bunt to get out for a base hit. We're talking about the sacrifice bunt. Okay, so what is a sacrifice bunt? It's exactly what it says it is. You're going to sacrifice your at-bat. You're going to trade it out to advance a runner into scoring position, whether it be to getting the guy from first over to second or the guy from second over to third. It's a sacrifice. All right, so what do we want to do when we sacrifice bunt? We want to bunt strikes. We want to bunt the ball on the ground. We want to bunt the ball in fair territory. And we want to bunt the ball either to the third base side or the first base side. So how does that translate into the actual mechanics? Let's go over them. Okay, first we want the correct position in the box when we're bunting. We want to be closer to the plate so that when we extend our bat, the end of our barrel is over the outside part of the strike zone. So we know anything outside of our bat is a ball. We want to be up in the box with our front foot directly in front of home plate. So now we have as much fair territory as possible underneath us so we successfully bunt the ball fair. We don't want to bunt it foul and waste a strike because we only have 2 shots at it. Okay, so now we have the right position in the box. Let's go over the rest of the mechanics. So the first thing we're going to do is when the pitcher becomes set, we want to commit early. We don't want to wait too long. We want to be prepared. This is no surprise. Everybody knows you're bunting. So when the pitcher comes set, we're going to pivot our back foot. We're going to cast our bat out, hands away from the body. We're going to set our bat at the top of the strike zone. Separate thumb and index finger pinching the bat around the label. Okay, we're going to have our knees slightly bent. Now, Our bat is over the outside part of the strike zone, so anything outside the bat, we pull back. Our bat is set at the top of the strike zone. Anything above our barrel, we pull back. Our knees are slightly bent. If we have to go down for a pitch, we go down with our knees, so we don't change the angle of the bat. If you lower the barrel, you're going to pop the ball up, and you don't want to do that. So we maintain that angle. If we have to go down for a low strike, we go down with our knees. Okay, now our eyes are over the barrel in line of sight with the ball. We want to watch the ball make contact with the bat, and we want to just deaden the ball. We don't want to push. We just want to catch the ball with our bat. Okay, so we're trying to move a runner from first to second. We want to bunt the ball to the first base side. Why? Because the first baseman has to hold the runner on. He cannot commit or crash early. The third baseman has no responsibility. He's going to be coming up as soon as you square around. He's going to be in good position to field the bunt. And we never want to bunt the ball back to the pitcher. So we want to bunt the ball to the first base side. Okay, so you can see the first baseman is holding the runner on at the top of the screen. See how the third baseman is already set to make the play? It's much more difficult for the first baseman to make this play. So we always want to bunt to the first base side when we're trying to move a runner to second. To do that, we want to set our bat angle towards first base. Our barrel should be pointed towards first base. The handle should be directly in line with your armpit. And we want to bunt the ball between the first baseman and where the second baseman is playing. Okay, so if we're trying to move a runner from second to third, we want to bunt to the third base side. Why? Because the third baseman has to stay back so that runner on second can't steal third base. The only other time that he would be crashing immediately is on a wheel play, and that's a whole nother video. But most of the time, he's not going to be committing early because he has to stay home to make sure that runner on second doesn't steal third. Okay, now watch how the third baseman is indecisive. He can't commit because there's a runner on second. See, now he's in no man's land. He doesn't know what to do and there's confusion. It's always good to bunt to the third base side with a man on second when you're trying to move him over, because there's always going to be miscommunication between the pitcher and the third baseman. It's a very difficult play. So how do we bunt to the third base side? We're going to cast our bat out with the barrel towards the shortstop. So we want to bunt the ball between the shortstop and the third baseman. Keep it away from the pitcher. Let's talk about the suicide squeeze. This is different than the sacrifice bunt in a couple of ways. One, you cannot show bunt too early. The runner on third is committed to coming home. As soon as that pitcher goes into his motion, he's going to be coming full blast. So if you show bunt too early, you're going to give that pitcher an opportunity to either pick off at third or throw a pitch at you that you can't possibly bunt, and this guy's going to be out by a mile. Okay? So don't show too early. In this case, you want to show after he leaves his balance point and starts to go into his motion, then you want to square around. Okay, so now he's going into his motion, he's about his release point, you square around, runner takes off. All you have to do is put the ball in play. Just get it in fair territory on the ground, and you successfully executed a suicide squeeze. Beautiful thing. The second thing is you have to make contact on this pitch, no matter where it is. Strike, ball, up, down, inside, outside. You have to go out and get that pitch and make contact. That guy's coming, and you have to put the ball in play. If not, he's going to be out. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it makes you a better bunter. Till I see you again, play smart, play hard.